close look at our current world situation, we see a catastrophic human crisis emerging within view. If you are not seeing what is emerging, you are simply not paying attention. There are several key issues that are coming together to ensure a Darwinian culling of the human species, and that, my friends, is no exaggeration. Currently, we, as a global species, are relying on dwindling global resources coming from distant places for our day-to-day survival, and many are completely unaware of how fragile that supply chain is. We take for granted how the very essentials of daily life magically appear in our local stores for our thoughtless consumption. How our food is grown or raised, how it makes its journey from the farm to the table, how clean water gets into our homes, and how cheap, reliable energy powers our everyday lives without a thought. What of our ability to purchase those goods from others? Our everyday life is consumed with the activity of making money. For it is, we are told, with money that we can acquire what we need for our survival and amusement. Our global system has made it so. Without money, without this paper that buys less and less with every ticking second, that we find ourselves in the civilized world unable to survive without it for long. It has become very clear to those that are paying attention that the path humanity is on is headed for a cliff. Human beings naturally have an inclination to avoid the unpleasant. When most people face something unpleasant in their lives, like a bad relationship or a situation that no longer serves them, they most often put off, ignore, or distract the mind with behaviors or mind-altering substances, hoping that the situation shall somehow right itself without facing difficult choices. Of course, this type of denial is psychologically harmful and the reason for most depression, as we live our lives ignoring rather than facing difficulties in our personal lives without meaningful corrections that will lead to a more satisfying situation. Our society is but a mere reflection of our collective inclinations. We as a species have a very serious situation in our world that we need to face, but the collective response is increasingly that of denial, myopia, apathy, and our choice to ignore the perils that awaits our near future in the hopes that they too may find magical solutions that do not exist. Our politicians, obsessed at kicking the can to the next election, fail to serve us because we, as people of our respective nations, fail to serve ourselves in societies where ignorance is bliss. What I am about to say is not fear-mongering, but a call to all to take a long, hard look at the danger that approaches, so that we can act with reason and not react with blind fear. If we as people are fully aware of the risks, we can act proactively and mitigate those risks with intelligent thought and appropriate actions. That being said, I would like you to consider the following issues. The global financial system, which is based on ever-increasing debt, is on the verge of total collapse. The dollar and all the currencies around the world are quickly losing their value, and thus what we are able to buy with the same amount of currency becomes less and less.